Will, staying in the same lane, can you do the same thing for Hug versus Green Lane?
Oh.
Nardwar.
Digging it up. Digging it up.
Nardwar.
Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music, wherever it may be, and the people that make it, including my guests. And my guests are a California four-piece heavy rock band. They're currently snowed in Reno, Nevada. They've shared the stage with Room 6 alumni Allura. They're recently signed with Overshadow Records, and their new single, Gasfight, is out now. Please welcome to the channel, Resider. Hi, guys.
Howdy.
Howdy. Fine, thank you. How do you? So, so you're on tour and snowed in?
Yeah.
Did,
Yeah, we weren't expecting.
Did the show get canceled, or it just happened to coincide with you not having to?
No, we initially were gonna go over to Sacramento for a few days and then come back to Reno for the show, but then the 80 said, "Nah."
Yeah, Tahoe happened.
Yeah, so we're at the boom town in Reno, and it's pretty sick.
It's booming.
Yeah. Well, having moved up to the PNW from the Las Vegas area, I casinos, yeah, they serve a purpose.
They're everywhere.
All right. So right off the bat, I have to ask this question: why the name?
Oh, that was a you and me thing forever ago.
Dude, it took so long. We bounced a lot of names around, but we got to a point where we were like, Reside's sick, like as a name, and then we were like, it needs something. Like it's not like,
You know what's funny is I was in Vancouver at that time. I lived in Portland for a while, and I was in Vancouver, Washington with me. We made that name. I remember we were on the phone for a hot minute.
Nice.
Yeah, we came up with Reside, and then we were like, oh, Resider would be cool because it's like a singular thing.
You know,
But I don't think it has too much depth past that.
Not to ruin your entire marketing plan, Soul Resider. Just saying.
There's also I'm pretty sure there's like a what is it? Real estate company.
but
Yeah, we have a real estate company that like I don't know if they're a thing anymore, but they were at the time.
They were called Reside.
But
It was called Resider.
Resider, yeah. It's like a Resider real estate or something like that.
We said, fuck that, we're taking the name.
Yeah, right. So
I buy housing. That's it.
right on. So I have a couple what I call usual interview questions, and I also have some more personalized questions. And I like to start off generally with one of my more usual ones. You OG Room Sixers out there will know what's coming. I want to talk about your earliest musical memory and influence. And by that, I mean, like, do you remember a moment where you said, I want to do that?
I do. I remember being 10 years old, and I heard the guitar solo for Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. And I was like, what is that? And my brother was like, yeah, he's like, it's a guitar. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And now I play bass.
Living the dream.
For me, it was Weird Al Yankovic.
It's the most you answer.
I think we talked about this the other night where he's like, that's the first CD I ever bought.
The first CD I ever got was Running with Scissors by Weird Al.
I mean, the man, awesome. Music as a just musician and a songwriter, the man slaps. Like his original, his totally original stuff is like, why aren't you doing more of this?
Yeah. You don't get to date Madonna without killing it.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
So did I.
I forgot. He was getting that Maria Cicciarone or whatever her last name is.
Like a virgin.
Yeah, well, oh, that must have been weird. When he covered, when he did like a surgeon, was that before or after they were dating?
I have no idea.
Maybe that's why they were dating.
Yeah, I don't have the.
All I think about is How I Met Your
Maybe
Mother.
that's how they started dating.
Oh yeah.
He's laying there in bed.
Yeah, Ted Mosby. I wrote that into it.
He's laying there in bed. It's like
a
surgeon. It's like, shut up! Stop making fun of me.
maybe she was a part of it. Maybe she helped.
Yeah, right.
I need a fact check.
All right. Next.
Yeah, when I was like a teenager, I went to a local show, and I remember I'd always been into music. I was really into Green Day and like Metallica, and then I went to a local show for the first time, Man, I literally sat there and watched this band play. They were sick, but I was just like, I could do this. Like, this isn't too far.
Why not? Why not me?
They were sick. They just inspired me. I was like, cool. I talked to them and hung out with them after, and I was like, yeah, this is so doable.
What-
Like I think I was 14 or 15.
Do you remember the band name?
Cardio Kazam. I don't know if they still exist anymore. They were out of either Yuma or might have even been a Mexico band actually, since we're the San Diego scene back then did have ties. It was easier, I think, for bands to cross back and forth back then. It was a lot easier for bands to get to San Diego and play TJ shows as well.
Right on. I lived in San Diego for a total
Yeah.
of 8 years with a 3-year gap in the middle,
Okay.
and I at that point wasn't doing music. I wasn't into it, and I wish I had. I wish I was in college, so I was like, that would have been my prime time to go see shows. But Soma, all those other venues, it wasn't.
Yeah, he works at Soma.
The Casbah. Yeah. Anyway,
Casbah's still around.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it is.
Tim Piles doesn't do it anymore, but
Yeah, it is.
Casbah still kicks.
Yeah, if I find myself in San Diego, I'm definitely going to go to some shows just because I was like, I did go to one show at the Casbah, and I saw a band called Utah 66, I think they were called. Bought the CD and stuff, and I to this day, like, I could have seen 311 at Soma, before they back before they broke. I could have played, but anyway, I digress. Who's left?
I think it's me. I'm the younger cat, so I mean, obviously, I have like the
baby.
more mainstream names. Yeah, the more mainstream names. But my mom took me to go see Linkin Park back when they on the peak of the Living Things tour, when they did a Honda Civic tour.
Right on.
And I remember seeing Incubus open it, and I remember seeing literally both my favorite bands in one night. And then Linkin Park has one song off the record called "Victimized," and it's like the heaviest, like, thrash, like it's like so grungy. And I remember just hearing Chester play it and was just like, I want to do that. Like, that is like, I want to get to a point where I play it live, where it's just in your face. I want someone else to be like, whoa, like, and that was just a pivotal point where I was like, I want to play something heavy.
He's just trying to inspire the next generation.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, spoilers for something coming up in the future here in the interview, but it is about helping the new musicians, or the ones that are like finally becoming brave enough to put their stuff out there on stage, or even get up there and sing covers. It takes bravery to especially when you're not supported by the people closest to you.
No, I'm just trying to get bit off by AI.
Yeah.
I just want to be good enough that AI can
The
be
main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
I, for one, welcome our robot overlords. Anyway.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
I've accepted it by now.
There's no stop.
Easy. Wait, well, no. Be nice to the AI now, because they can review this later.
Yeah, right.
This will be
Yes,
accessible.
please.
Yeah.
AI is wonderful. YouTube is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so,
Please don't Skynet.
despite doing this for, I think literally, what's the date today? In 10 days, at time of recording, I think I'm at my 6-year mark of my first video posting.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Damn.
Still have,
6-year mark for room 6. Let's go.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
know I gotta like think of something, but for whatever reason, I'm what they call niche. So thanks for coming on my podunk little YouTube show. What I'm saying is, I'm not worried about getting demonetized. So,
Neither are we.
Yeah.
which leads me,
YouTube does not pay us.
no, a segue to, which leads me to, if you want to be like Resider and be featured on the channel, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up and basically use that social media link for Room 6, or my Room 6 email address down below, and let me know. That's also where the social media link is also where you'll find ways to support the channel financially if you want. I've got Patreon. I've got room6.shop for merch like this. So, I make music. What's your superpower? And other things. It is. That is, any money that comes in goes right back into the channel and helping me make these things. Gear costs money, and I appreciate everybody that has supported it already, even if it's just liking, sharing, and subscribing. Last little bit of this YouTube rant. You can subscribe and not ring the bell, and that's okay. I'm here for how many people are subscribed, how many people are liking what I'm doing enough to click the word subscribe.
Yes.
It's right down there. So, that's it. My pleading, pathetic little YouTube rant is over. So,
Yeah, you got to do the plug, man.
It's a necessary, it's necessary. We get it.
you're actually the second interview in a row where I'm going to say this, and then I'll leave it alone. In the past, I've done pre-recorded sponsor spots that I did for affiliate links. A lot of those affiliate links have disappeared. They're like, we're no longer offering it for various reasons. They can't afford to pay people. I'm not doing those anymore. I know they're annoying. I know it's interrupting what you're watching. So basically, if you want to support what I do here financially, Patreon or room6.shop, go to that Room 6 social media link, and you'll find it there. I appreciate you all. Now then, I have been remiss. If you don't know who Resider is, thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell them who you are and what you do in the band.
Left or right?
Yeah, are we going to read it like manga or like American comics?
I'm Bentley and I play drums in Resider.
Well, and I do vocals.
I'm AJ. I play guitar.
Nico and I play bass and backup vocals.
There you go. I'm Josh, and I host a YouTube channel. So
The backtracks are in the computer somewhere around.
Yeah, right. So this is going to be in the order. I'm at time for some personal round. These will be in the order of just how the names got presented to me as I was doing my research. So I'm going to start with AJ. It's not alphabetical or anything. Actually, it almost is. But
It absolutely though.
Yeah, I think
But
it's pretty on it.
AJ, can you compare for me both the sound and the songwriting of Ascensions versus Resider?
Bro, he's hitting us with hits right now.
Okay, so
Dude, Throwback Thursday and Monday.
Let me, yeah.
Just immediately.
Let me. That's crazy.
That is wild.
I have been called the next
it's-
Nardwar.
Yeah,
Good.
That's a good one.
Good.
Hell yeah.
It's different and it's the best part of my songwriting personally. Ascensions was me and one of my best friends, Chris. We ran that show essentially for Ascensions for a long time, and then once it got done, we went our separate ways, and our songwriting evolved. Like we did what we felt lacked in Ascensions, what we wanted to do better in Ascensions, and then from time to time we collaborate and we do the things we wish Ascensions did. It's like we're breaking different barriers on songwriting, production wise, stuff like that. So I'd say it's more evolved than Ascensions was, I would say.
Right on. That's the goal, right? Is always be improving and working off of things you did in the past that you thought were good enough then.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, Bentley.
Yes, sir.
Slightly same question. Can you do the same for Wolfmaker versus Thorn?
Whoa, Wolfwaker
Versus
versus
Thorn.
Thorn?
Is there?
Horn. Oh god.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. Wolfwaker, I met a guy at a party, and we were drunk, and we just talked, and then like Bigsby, his name was
Bigsby and Bentley.
I don't know.
Yeah. And like a month later, he asked me to come to his home studio with his buddy and just listen to what they had. But comparing the two, I didn't have any input in Wolfwaker's writing at all. I came in, they had already had the music written and recorded kind of roughly, but I didn't have any input on the drums. And then comparing that to Thorn, Will and Nico were doing a dual vocalist thing, and they were trying to write something as brutally heavy as they could, and also ignorantly heavy was the tagline. And they were writing stuff in weird time signatures, kinda, and I got to come in and actually put my spice on it. Even if it was all programmed drums, it was still a lot heavier and a little bit harder to play. So I'll leave it at that.
It's a little bit.
Ignorantly heavy belongs on a shirt. That's
Yeah.
especially if you're like rail thin.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's embroidered shirt.
So Will,
God, I love Iron.
Will, staying in the same lane. Can you do the same thing for Hug versus Green Lane?
Oh,
Nardwar.
Digging it up.
Why?
Digging it up.
Nardwar.
no such
way.
a deep cut.
Practice the dark arts.
So Green
no.
Lane was actually my band, and me and my buddy Presley were actually doing a thing after another band. We were like, that was like our actual band that we put time into. Hug was not my band. Same deal, except I played drums in Hug, and I borrowed a drum kit from a friend that I played in a band with, and Hug was a shoegaze thing with somebody that actually I wasn't even in the band. I recorded the band and I was charging them, and then I was like kind of producing it, recording it, and then I remember them being like, yeah, we don't have a drummer, so I was like, oh, I'll just program it for you. I have a decent understanding of drums, I can kind of play. And then it was like, he was like, well, we don't have a drummer at all. And then I was like, all right, I guess like I'll practice with you and we'll jam a little bit. And he's like, all right, you want to play the shows now? And I was like, I guess, sure. I don't play drums, but like, all right, I'll play. So we started playing for a little bit. And then Green Lane, yeah, that was a whole different thing. Like that was like actually a band that I wrote for and like was really in and doing how I am now with Resider. Whereas Hug was just like these are somebody else's songs and I'm just helping you make the drums and playing a couple shows. That's a real deep cut.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean,
That's insane.
like
dude.
out of all the bands I've done or been in, that was not one that I was like ready to
Yeah.
talk about at all.
I've never even heard of Hug.
That
I
was
have
when I
no
was
idea
in
what it was.
Venice.
It was like a shoegaze, like
All
it was
right.
like let's drop a tab of acid and
Yeah.
stand in the back of the
Shoot,
room.
man.
Okay.
Played like maybe 5 shows with them.
I mean, with a name like that, it sounds more like stoner rock, but whatever.
Yeah,
right.
It was very shoegaze, stoner rocky.
All
It
right.
was different.
And then Nikolai.
I feel like I know what's coming, but
You think you do you? We're gonna round it up with Thorn versus Resider.
Thorn
Okay.
versus I was expecting maybe Dishonor. Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to, but then I was like, no, I need to bring it back around.
There you
So Thorn. Okay, so that was me and Will lived together at the time, and we just like Bentley said, we were like ignorantly heavy. Let's just go for it.
COVID project.
Yeah, literally one of the COVID projects, and we just kind of ran with it until we eventually added on the members. And Resider is kind of like the reincarnation of Thorn. All of us were in Thorn at one point or another until we had some crazy stuff I won't go into happen, and we just kind of started doing this. Really, for me, Thorn was a very narrative-based band. Will wrote all the music, and I did most of the lyrics, and we had a whole kind of overarching narrative to go along with it. And it was complicated and complex and super in-depth. And then we got really sick of that, and we said, hey, let's just be cavemen. And Resider came to be.
Neat. All right, awesome. We're gonna step away from that, from the deep cuts there, and to a little bit more of a usual interview question here. And again, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you stick around because we do have a music video for the new single Gasfight, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. So, how long have you four been Resider?
2022.
Yeah.
Right. So
October of 2022, I think.
okay, so you've got a fair amount of shows under your belt as this lineup.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask is I want to talk about you're at a party, you're telling a story about being in a band. What is that? This one-time story you have that's like your most favorite memorable moment, and it could be where things went way off the rails, or you checked out you checked off a bunch of rock, or maybe you checked off a bunch of
Are we
rock
talking
stars.
live or just in general?
Just performing as Resider.
Oh, okay. Okay, so out of venue.
Because as
I mean, we did have Medford.
well as we know, some stuff happens at
that
shows. So I just want to know what is your favorite show memory?
Oh.
I think the channel guys are.
I think either the Chinese fire drill or Fremont, just the
What
flex.
was the Chinese fire drill?
When we were Medford,
Medford.
we were playing a show in Medford that was the venue was literally in a shopping mall. Like it was literally in a shopping mall. Like we went to Wetzel's Pretzels, and it just was dead.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I'm
going to happen. There was another show happening across town, and the promoter was like, "Hey, would you guys rather play that show?" And we're like, "Yeah." So us and the band we are on tour with at the moment's notice, our label mates, we literally packed up 2 bands and drove across town in like 20 minutes and ripped up our show at like.
We probably loaded and unloaded in, I would say, less than a half an hour for 2 bands.
Hence the Chinese fire
Like, I remember
drill, yeah.
Jesse tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cymbals on stands in the trailer. Jesse was in the motorhome with his cymbals, like standing there while they were driving. Like,
Yeah.
and then we unloaded in an alley, and then we're like, we'll find parking later. We'll just get everything inside.
Memories.
We played that show at like 1:00 in the morning, and it just became my birthday.
Oh yeah.
And then the very next day, within the same day, we played another show. So I technically played 2 shows in the same day. Technically.
On your birthday.
On my
Quite
birthday.
technical.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one was also fun because there was a furry mask that I wore. I slid across a bar counter.
It wasn't a furry mask. It was just an animal mask.
That was a crazy
We
day.
ain't freaks like that. We're freaks like something else.
We're just aware of those freaks.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
We're not here king shame.
Not here to game shame, but you know.
Whatever you want.
We listen. We don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge. Shout out to a Moment's Notice. They've actually been featured on the channel.
Oh,
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
great dudes.
Those
Oh,
are,
yeah.
those are our
We will,
boys.
we're seeing them in a few days.
Right on.
Yeah.
Say hi for me.
Oh,
we
will.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So pretty much that's a blanket best memory, best show memory for all of you.
So far.
That's a good one.
I
man.
Yeah.
That's for sure like the funnest memory of just an occurrence. We did play Fremont Country Club
Ha!
in Vegas like a week after Green Day played, and that was especially for Will, who's like the biggest Green Day fan in the band. It was a kind of a
It's like, yo, this is sick.
Yeah, I was like, Green Day was just here.
It's a pretty good venue. I'll say this. I like
it's awesome.
It's a huge venue.
It was the first time me and Bentley had been to Vegas too, so we did the time to walk Fremont, and the debauchery on that.
Dude, the
Bentley tried to get some girl in latex to whip me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas is a wild
whenever
place.
I felt a little too good about humanity as a whole, I would walk down Fremont Street Experience and remember, that's right.
That sounds about right.
That's awesome.
We were in Vegas just the other day, and on the drive in, I was talking to Bentley. I was like, "You know what's crazy about Vegas?" He goes, "What?" I'm like, "There's no exports. Like the city just consumes."
The export is
Actually, Vegas,
Give it to me.
Nevada. I don't know about Vegas, but Vegas, you're right. It is all incoming mostly, but Nevada does have some stuff that they export. I know for a fact that there is a whiskey distillery because on the channel I will occasionally do whiskey reviews because why not? And and they from the ground up, it's all in
That's what I need.
Fallon, Nevada, called Frey Ranch, Frey, and it's to this day my favorite whiskey. It's $50 a bottle, so yeah.
You gotta try it, dude.
That's not bad.
But
Yeah,
I'm
that's
telling you,
all.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah, liquor
That's
store on the
all.
way out.
if you're at a bar and you see Frey Ranch, it might be Fry Ranch, but if you see Frey Ranch, try some and tell me if that isn't the most balanced whiskey. Because I used to do whiskey reviews with my former drummer, my good buddy Sean Flume, who is like a whiskey. He's basically a whiskey sommelier. He's the guy who finds all the weird notes, and as soon as he says something, you're like, oh yeah, that is, plums that have been,
That is
macerated.
seatbelt leather. Yes.
Yeah, and he
Yes, that is a brand new Mercedes
he used
leather.
to be an actual professional cook, so he's got that taste in the nose. Yeah, so he taught me a lot about doing about whiskey tasting, and even we couldn't shut up about how good this thing was, and so yeah.
$50 too.
Well, at Total Wine in Las Vegas,
So my go-to right now that's decent price and cheap is Bladen Bow. I don't know if you've had Bladen Bow.
I have not. Is it a Scotch or is it a blend?
It is a bourbon.
Okay.
And it's just like it's a blue label, and it's like what's a similar bottle? It's like one of those like wine, like a potion bottle
Right on.
almost.
I'll have to look at it when I'm in
And-
Portland because, as you know, Washington is the highest sin tax per state. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Pick a bottle of alcohol, and it's almost double the price of whatever they're advertising it for. Once you get all the sin taxes,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy. Like literally, I'm like, oh, $9.95 for a fifth of something I've never tried, and I get to the register, it's like $18 or something. I'm like, are you what? But meanwhile, over in
Yeah.
Portland, so we live in Vancouver because no income tax. But I work.
No income
But
tax.
you
Yep.
shop in Portland if you can for things like that because it's just
Yep. No sales
and the
tax.
price is the price. So I love.
That's the move. That is the move. I lived in St. John's for a year.
Oh, right on. Now we've only been up here
Yeah,
6
so
months.
I know how the cycle
Yeah,
works.
we've only been up for 6 months, so I don't know, the entire area. But I digress. We're getting way off track here. AJ, the reason why I ask about like the favorite show memory is it leads to a question for you. What's your best memory regarding the chicken nugget pool party?
Oh, chicken nugget pool.
Oh, I got one actually.
All right.
So, in the middle of the Ascension set, this is literally like we're playing. We had played an unreleased song. It was called "The Beginning of the End." Song never saw the light of day, but we were in the middle of playing it, and I remember like just playing, and I see Will come up and he's doing guest vocals. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was happening. Dude. That's pretty cool. Like whatever. And we were all just like songs going good, whatever. And off rip, Will hits the nastiest voice crack I've ever heard in my life. And I just start busting up laughing. I'm just sitting there just playing, just like looking down, trying to just like keep it composed. And I mean the rest of the song was the rest of the song.
Puberty's a bitch.
That one crack, just I lost it.
That show was so funny. I just remember, was it you or was it somebody got hit with a chicken nugget in the eye?
Yeah.
That sounds like
That
See, I
makes
expected
sense,
something
yeah.
like that.
They started. Yeah, they became bullets at the end of it. It wasn't people weren't eating them; they were throwing
We
them.
started throwing it. They were too cold. I mean, at that point, they were hurting.
Yeah,
They hit you,
they were
hurt,
bullets,
so.
hockey pucks.
Yeah.
That is the problem with wonderful hot little food is it gets cold really fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Especially Burger King chicken nuggets.
So from being
Oh, is Burger King chicken nuggets?
so
Oh, we did
so
everything.
from being reminded about that to Bentley, what does tinfoil remind you of?
Crazy shit under a bridge.
No. Spending like 2 hours. I feel like I did the least amount of work that day.
No, I did the least amount of work because I wasn't there.
I
You
kind
did
of
the least amount of math that day.
as they were lining every inch of a room in tinfoil, I was making little tinfoil hats.
Yeah, he wrapped his face in it.
Trying to make masks out of tinfoil.
Now was that
And also reminds me of chewing it as a kid and hurting my
wow?
fillings.
Don't do that, kids. Don't stay in school, kids. What
Yeah,
were you lining the room for a music video or something?
We did.
Okay.
What was this? Was it
Icon.
Icon. We took everything out of Will's studio room, and we had no money for any budget for a music video. So we were like,
Way too much on tinfoil.
something, anything
you
to
had
make
a
it
disco
not
ball.
look we should have.
We probably could have too. We did the walls and the ceiling.
Yeah.
Damn, Chico.
That was,
Right on. So Will,
oh no.
you still think we should normalize mismatching socks?
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. I don't even know when I said that. But I stand by that. I am on matching sock game right now.
Yeah.
I've been much better at it, but
Are we different heights though?
no, there's the Van socks.
Oh,
I'm not wearing shoes.
I mean, mismatching designs.
wait, can we put a paywall for that? Please?
Yeah, right. Mismatching designs or
But
colors.
no, 100%.
Yeah, mismatching designs or colors, cool. But if you're wearing like the almost invisible ankle sock and a knee high, let's talk.
Oh,
I can stand by that.
Hey, you're a
Stand by
fucking
that.
monster.
Mismatching socks
Mhm.
though.
Settle settle an
I don't even know.
if you post it, I will find it. Settle an argument for my wife and me, my wife and I. Is it sock shoe shoe or sock shoe?
Sock, shoe, shoe.
100%.
Don't fuck
Unlike-
with me,
Wait,
dude.
wait, wait. There are
Hold
caveats to
it,
the
hold it,
answer.
hold it. Gentlemen, hey, children, be nice.
Shoe, sock,
If you're
you're
in a
in a
parking
mat.
lot on tour and you're changing into your and you're changing from your flip flops, you're gonna put your socks onto the cold wet ground and then put your shoes on. No, you put a sock on, then a shoe. You put
No,
another sock on, then a
because
shoe.
I do this every night. Because I do this every night. Yes, because I do this every night. And it's sock. Then you step on your slides, put one foot up, put the boot on, and you step on your.
I sit on the gate of
What
the
have I
trailer,
done?
the wooden gate that drops down.
I'm surrounded by
Philistines.
nonsense.
Okay, twist up on that. Is it? Wait. Is it
Oh, yeah.
shoe tie, or shoe tie?
Shoot tie.
Shoot tie.
Hold on.
No, dude.
I can't
Don't
do that, dude. It
Oh.
drives me insane if I put
No,
a shoe on and don't tie it.
I do.
Jeez.
I do shoe tie.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest, so
because
do I,
that's
because
what
I'm like,
shoes
I want to be
everything.
done with this foot now.
Yeah, yes.
Same.
And that is exactly it. That one makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go down the whole is a taco a sandwich thing. So
Yeah. No, it's not.
That one's maybe we.
yeah, right. It's
Hard cut.
Is water wet?
a hot dog, but you know what?
Boy.
I will stand on the hill. A taco or hot dog is a taco. Anyway, Nico.
Okay.
I haven't heard that.
Let's just we'll leave it at that one.
We'll
We'll
take
leave
that.
that one.
I'll take
I'll leave it.
And that's when the band broke up. Anyway.
Yeah.
I agree, but I follow the logic.
Yeah.
I get you.
I can honestly get behind.
Because let's be honest, if the bun gets like split or gets cut all the way through on a hot dog, it's not a good. You're disappointed. It's not a sandwich. It's just wrong. Just like a taco. If a taco gets split,
Yeah, all the toppings go through.
Yeah,
It's not even wrong. It's
yeah,
fine.
exactly. Well, what if you're one of those weirdos that likes the Chicago style hot dog? Yeah, I said it with all that crap falling out. Never. Anyway, I digress. Nico.
I'm not striking that beef.
Yeah.
I don't want that smoke. I don't think I have
beef
the.
dip
I
sandwich.
don't think
Oh,
that's for that
man.
smoke.
Anyway, Nico.
All right.
Can we talk about Clear Skies Studios,
Oh my God, can we?
please?
Due to pending legal
The
Say
opinions
fuck
expressed
skies,
by
God.
I guess on room
Tom,
6.
we love you.
Sean Kosnick, if you watch this, we love you.
You're a
Very
boy.
much. That's kind of how we all came together, weirdly enough. So we had a buddy named Sean, and he owned that studio. And me and Bentley were in a band called Native Dishonor at the time, and Will was in a band called Void Lights at the time. And we just kind of started hanging out there. Bentley was in a band with Sean, and we just kind of hung out there. And then eventually I met Will there. We literally met at like 10 p.m. on like a Tuesday and stayed up till like 5 a.m. on a Wednesday, just shooting the shit the first time we met. And eventually me and Will worked there for a while. He was doing engineering and I was managing the place. And unfortunately,
Due to many a complication.
yeah, due to many unforeseen circumstances, Clear Skies studio got a little cloudy.
Oh,
Yeah.
womp.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
Right on.
Womp
Wow.
womp.
Ironically, Sean decided to take pilot lessons during that time too.
Yeah,
I miss that place very, very much.
Yeah, it does exist still.
I
It's not for sure.
miss it. Do not miss the hangovers from hanging out there all the time.
Yeah, it was an interesting time in life.
Cool. Hang in there, viewers. We have a couple more questions, and then we're going to check out that music video for Gasfight. Make sure you hit the social media links that I'll put down in the description for Resider, so you can hopefully catch them live or support them.
Look up.
Smash that subscribe
Or
button.
here.
Or
I don't know
where
where you said below.
Yeah. So,
Right here. It's like
gentlemen, and Nico.
Oh,
Big win.
you ain't wrong there.
Shots fired. So,
Accurate shots.
want to ask. This is the more the usual interview question. What's on the horizon for Resider? What's the new big thing you want people to know about besides your new single, Gasfight?
Breaking up now.
Yes.
Your fault.
Well, you did this one.
For the future, more tours, more music. I'm just gonna rumor it, EP maybe, maybe a little bit.
There might be a song in April.
Yeah, might be a song in April.
That's about bodily fluids, but not the ones you.
Will that be? Wait.
Yeah,
Will that be with or without Madonna?
Probably with Madonna.
Probably
I hope they are with
It's-
answered the call.
This will be
I'll put my note
this
across.
will be the epic single that brings them both back together. Weird Al and Madonna.
Dude. Madonna, if you're listening, call me.
Weird Al, if you're listening,
And
I want to hang out with you.
And Lindsay, my fiance, just I
This is
apologize.
my one
It's
hall
happening.
pass. Weird Al.
Madonna is a
Dude,
crazy.
if I was gonna use a hall pass, Madonna's a solid option. Class A.
We'll confirm.
Maybe not.
I mean,
She's still.
I've lived through her entire career, so we'll confirm, including the
Let's
including
go.
the nude book. Anyway,
Wait, pause. Dude,
nude.
Is a coffee table book, I think.
Moving on.
Yeah, no,
We'll talk
like
about-
she
it's like-
she looks good. She looks good in it.
Oh.
Anywho, but I digress. Last question. You made it. Yay.
Whoa, all right, where are we?
Let's go.
So we're going to circle back to that earliest musical influence question, and we're going to talk to little you. Remember, I foreshadowed that we were going to, be talking to the new kids, the youngins. So basically, you hop in a time machine, you go back to when you say, "I want to do that." What is that? What is one thing that you wish you could have told yourself, "Hey, kid, you're going to need to know this," and don't say change your strengths.
Start saving money now.
Yes, that's just generally good advice for everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Start saving money
if you
now.
want, if it's got to be music related, I'd say keep playing the instrument you keep putting on.
Ooh, good one.
Oh, I want to learn piano. Oh, I want to learn to play bass. Oh, I've always wanted to play guitar. Just do it, bro.
Yeah.
Just don't stop the lollygagging, bro. Like, there's no excuses. You want to do it, do it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm literally
Because
looking.
for one, it was me. I'm the kid. I'm the one that did that.
If I had to give myself one piece of advice as a kid, it would be learn how to play bass before the band starts.
For me, I don't know. I guess I would tell myself to not take as many breaks from playing my instrument as I did, or even taking breaks from playing in bands. I played in a band for 2 years and then not playing in a band for 3 years, and I don't know. I regret that.
Yeah, it's hard to get back. Like you feel the itch, but it's hard to when you know everything that's involved in it. It's hard to like rationalize. Okay, well now I have a stable job and a happy relationship, and I have a kid, I have responsibilities and stuff, and I know I can't just go live in my car and eat Taco Bell every night for 2 months while I try to get the band out there on a tour. It's
You can. You just won't be happy with yourself.
you won't be the only one not happy with you.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Taco Bell.
Will holds the record for stinkiest fart.
Wow. Oh.
Woke me up from a dead sleep. It smelled so bad.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I forgot to plug my laptop in and it's yelling at me that the battery's running low. So I think we're going to cut it short there. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you guys for being on the channel. And stick around for that music video, Gasfight, and then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, we'll temporarily say goodbye. See you in a minute. I want to thank Resider for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. Make sure you check out the social media links down below so you can find out what they're up to and where to find them. In the meantime, if you want to see more videos like this, please click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.